I was jamming to the beat and right into the flow. MIA, H-Town, LA, all around the world going down in the A. I'm a dancer queen, real smooth machine. Catch me on the front page magazine. Best friend, hey girl, you know what I mean. Stepping through the scene with the gangster lean. We gon' turn up, put your drinks in the air. We scream a little loud cause nobody really cares. It's the weekend, and we love to play. While we rock it to the beat, tell me what you wanna say. It's me, my boo, and my best friend. We gon' party all night to the weekend. It's me and you and my best friend. We gon' jam all night to the morning. It's me, my boo, and my best friend. We gon' party all night to the weekend. It's me and you and my best friend. We gon' jam all night to the morning. Met my boo in a 305, bout to blow up pool in a slip and slide. Lookin' real mean if you know what I mean. Eating cornbread and real and collard greens. He got my back no matter where we at, like full flat tires on the Cadillac. It's me, my boo, hanging with your crew, and don't forget my bestie too. We gon' turn up one time, put your drinks up. We live, we vibing. Right here, right now, we poppin'. We oh so fine. We gon' turn up one time, put your drinks up. We live, we vibing. Right here, right now, we poppin'. We oh so fine.
Call a seat on the beat, fresh from my head to feet. All you got someone to be, you can never ever get like me. We gon' turn it up and that's the party going up. Stars going down like young Jack, hitting with that beatbox. Do your dance on the beat, me and I bring the heat. Put this song on repeat, cause you know we kinda eat. Pull up gang strong, money long when we hit the scene. Focus on the charity for ice to make the scene pretty. Got your dudes on his knees looking on my kitty cat. While I thought of that back, you know I made that ass class. It's a dude home, I just had fun with him. I don't really catch feelings, I just freaking to forget him. Scorpios up in the bed and we 100, we the realest man. I been with the chillin', toss a vibe, we steady killin'. Turn it up, what's in your cup? Turn it up, see your cup, turn it up, what's in your cup? Turn it up, what's in your cup?
Hey best friend, let me tell you a little secret. My boo got a big one, ain't he so conceited. I ride on the beat and I glide on the floor. Doorbell ringing, let me see who at the door. I just got paid and I got my little stimulus. Swapping credit cards and we already going ludicrous. Niggas no need, step you in the back. Scratch the paint off his car and he paint it back. It's me, my boo, and my best friend. We gon' party all night to the weekend. It's me and you and my best friend. We gon' jam all night to the morning. It's me, my boo, and my best friend. We gon' party all night to the weekend. It's me and you and my best friend. We gon' jam all night to the morning.
Go got it, get it, get it, get it. Go cola, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it with it, get it with it, get it with it, get it, get it, get it with it, get it, get it with it, get it, get it with it.
It's me, my boo, and my best friend. We gon' party all night to the weekend. It's me and you and my best friend. We gon' jam all night to the morning. It's me, my boo, and my best friend. We gon' party all night to the weekend. It's me and you and my best friend. We gon' jam all night to the morning. Once upon a time in 94, I was jamming to the beat and right into the flow. MIA, H-Town, LA, all around the world going down in the A. I'm a dancer queen, real smooth machine. Catch me on the front page magazine. Best friend, hey girl, you know what I mean. Stepping through the scene with the gangster lean. We gon' turn up, put your drinks in the air. We scream a little loud cause nobody really cares. It's the weekend, and we love to play. While we rock it to the beat, tell me what you wanna say. It's me, my boo, and my best friend. We gon' party all night to the weekend. It's me and you and my best friend. We gon' jam all night to the morning. It's me, my boo, and my best friend. We gon' party all night to the weekend. It's me and you and my best friend. We gon' jam all night to the morning.
Wanna see in my hood. Oh Lord, yeah, I wanna give her to a body on fire. Put a little wiggle to ya. Get a loose, lady. Yeah, you the truth, lady. We can ride out, lean back in Mercedes. 2022, you grown, girl, you 22. I'm a bronze dude, that show you what this money do. Big house, big car, something stunners do. Let a nigga act up, try to come at you. I exercise my muscles like runners do. And you a bad bitch, yeah, it's only one of you. Get it, girl, let me see you. Drop down on the floor, do the eagle. Get it, a body like a motherfucker, you a joint. Do your dance, girl, let them all see it. You the life for the party, come on, be it. Lot of ice on your wrist, say your neck, ski it. Tag your girlfriend, put her on the floor, see it. Do your dance, girl, get nasty. Do your dance, girl, get nasty. Do your dance, girl, get classy. Do your dance, girl, get classy. Get it, girl, let me see you. Drop down on the floor, do the eagle. Get it, girl, do the best. Let me see you hit the floor and dub fresh. Get it, girl, let me see you. Drop down on the floor, do the eagle. Get it, girl, do the best. Let me see you hit the floor and dub fresh. Get it, girl, let me see you. Drop down on the floor, do the eagle. Get it, girl, do the best. Let me see you hit the floor and dub fresh. Get it, girl, let me see you. Drop down on the floor, do the eagle. Get it, girl, do the best. Let me see you hit the floor and dub fresh. Exile him! He's the greatest of all time!
But sire, he's royalty.
Great day, Mr. Hitman! This is the Just fresh! Come on! Start the show! We gon' go. Woke up in the morning, look in that mirror. See what I see, but I don't see nothing clearer. Angel of death from my ear, I don't hear her. Feeling her presence nearer and nearer. Remember them times I was homeless and broke. Nothing to eat, just drugs to smoke. Committing all crimes I had to provoke. Devil had my neck in a lock, a choke. Looking all skinny and my face sucked in. 2 seconds from a coffin, suit tucked in. Cocaine was a part of my life roughin'. Getting high every day and I had nothing. Going shelter to shelter, house to house. Full-blown addict, coast to coast. 2 young kids, no food in their mouth. CPS just walking them out. Walking them out. Revelations. Demons on my back, angels attack. Revelations. Back to my life and track. Revelations. Revelations. Losing my kids put a toll on me. Alcohol, everything had a hold on me. Suicide and mindness all over sheets. I thought about a pastor, I thought about a priest. Need God in my life, get demons out of me. Destroying myself in the meaning of me. Repent my sins, cleaning of me. Look Christ in the eye, beginning of me. Life going change, winning of me. Revelations, the killing of me. Rebirth my soul, living of me. The next life God has given to me. Lost everything, life wasn't what it should be. I'm looking at death and what it could be. My life was big, God did it for me. I carry on now, this my legacy. Revelations. 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 Listen, shorty, I'm emotionally drained. All the fussing and the fighting is ferocious with pain. Your mom had the same problem, time to broken the chain. Get your goals in your life right, focus your aim. Nobody to blame. Here's a little token of change. You a sweetheart and sexy, open with range. Yeah, you love tons of gifts, I just kid at your range. You ride in your own class, I be flying the plane. We could both get ahead or stay together instead. I miss your smell and waking up in your bed. Yeah, I'm on my grind. I think about you, plus you on my mind. I wanna paint the town and take you out to wine and dine. Alligator trench, red bottoms, picture fine. You will find it down, we gon' max then climb. Hit the path, fire sticks, 8K recline. Here's a hermit artist sipping on expensive wine.
I can't get you out of my head, and now you got me feeling the way. Oh, and I miss you inside of my bed. And these feelings I can't take. And now I'm going through these emotions. And now I'm going through these emotions. I wanna be yours.
You got a complex and emotions is flared up. The last fight we had, your eyelids was teared up. My heart turned cold and my feelings is cared up. Keep things to myself, I believe I'm shared up. I sacrificed me when I brought you that Lex car. 7 nights and 8 days in the suite in Alexa. We ran through Nevada, spending hundreds to big bills. You came out of the castle, you gave me the goose chills. My mind had hope me and you might work good. All along you had another dude in the deep hood. Girl, I forgave you, spoiled you and made you. Got you a good job, making figures that paid you. You wanted me alone and it happened, I blazed you. At one point, I was open, I praised you. Showed you the world in person and I raised you. Trip after trip when your ex-man caged you. Had you looking all bad, worn out, he aged you. Respect my love, I'm the heartbeat that saved you.
I can't get you out of my head, and now you got me feeling the way. Oh, and I miss you inside of my bed.
Hello, everybody. This is Tiffany with the private room. We were having some technical difficulties getting everybody on, so I'm glad that we were able to get it going tonight. We have a couple of couples with us tonight, and we're going to have some pretty candid discussions about same-sex relationships, same-sex uh, love, same-sex issues, LGBT community issues as well. We're really going to talk a lot about the state of same-sex marriages in our community right now, along with several other things. Before we got started, we were playing music from our last 2 episodes from Miss Janae Wright, which was Bestie. I love that song, so make sure that you go out and check it out on YouTube. It is on YouTube, it's on Apple Music, it's on everything. So make sure you look up Janae Wright, and that song was Bestie that you heard at the very beginning. Also, we had Kay Davis, the Hitman. You heard a couple of hits by him. He is the nephew of Dougie Fresh, and so he's got some hot music out right now. So please make sure that you go and check him out as well. Thank you so much for letting us broadcast your music on the private room with Tiffany, and we're going to go ahead and get started tonight. First thing that we're going to do now is we're going to bring on our business spotlight. So we're going to be bringing on Miss Lakisha Hagler, who is going to tell us about her businesses while we are getting our couples ready for the rest of our episode. Hello, Miss Lakisha.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, gorgeous. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good, good, good. I wanted to bring you on for our business spotlight, which we are actually debuting tonight. So thank you for being our first business spotlight here on the private room with Tiffany. Tonight we're going to be talking about couples in love, the good, bad, and colorful. And I also wanted to make sure that we are spotlighting our businesses that are going to be on tonight because some of our couples also have businesses as well. So our business spotlight tonight is you. And I also have introduced you before as our hospitality or our caterer for our live events or any other events that we do under the private room brand. So please, 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 please tell us about your services, what it is that you do. Tell us about all your businesses because I know you got
A
a lot
million
of
of them.
but let's start with Keisha's Cake and your catering.
Yes. So I am Keisha's Cakes owner and baker. I Keisha's Cakes became Keisha's Cakes about maybe 8 years ago when I first moved here to Charlotte. I've been baking since like 2008, so it's been a really, really long time. I relocated here and officially kicked off my business because this is the market of small businesses. I learned that when I first moved. I didn't know that. So it's like every corner you see a food truck, and the social media market for small businesses here is amazing. So I just had to get a little piece of that pie. So in creating Keisha's Cakes, I would probably say my spotlight dessert is my pound cakes. I put a lot of love in my pound cakes. I feel it necessary to. I like to play around in the kitchen, so I'm always combining different flavors, different looks, different colors. So if it's one thing when you have a Keisha's Cakes dessert on your table is my cakes sparkle. That's just something I love to do.
They do. I can attest to that. They sparkle.
And so when people know it, they know it's mine when it's glittering, and so that's just something I like to do. That leaves a little piece of me on your dessert. So I can be located. Keisha's Cakes can be found on Facebook and Instagram. The Facebook page is Cakes Creator, and Cakes is Kakes. And then on Instagram, it is Keisha's Cakes, again, Kakes. And you'll know it's me because it's a really bright, colorful, pretty pink cupcake. Pink is my signature color. So that's how you'll know it's me. But I do anything from small, just I'm sitting at home and want a piece of cake. I do that, or large catering events, weddings, birthdays, anything you can think of, I'm able to facilitate. From cupcakes to mini cakes, pound cakes. Starting to touch back in on wedding cakes, so we're starting to expand. And most recently, we touched into meal prep and catering. The funny thing is, I never really like to cook. I love to bake, but I'm not really fond on cooking. But recently, I found that I absolutely love to cook, and so stay tuned for meal prep menus. I'm expanding my catering menu, starting with you. So I appreciate you for pushing in that direction.
Yes.
We're getting to be Keisha's Cakes and things. There's a whole lot of other things we're going to touch on. So I'm excited about that growth, especially here in Charlotte.
Nice. Now, I know that you are venturing out to catering. So what made you, otherwise than me telling you to meet you, but what really made you really just decide I'm going to do this?
I'm gonna do it. Honestly, it was just life. A lot of people know I'm recently separated, and he did all the cooking. And so that was like I said, something I really didn't like to do, but now that I have to do it every day, day in and day out, I'm starting to love it, and I like playing around with different recipes. I'll find a recipe like that and get it done. It's just something I like to do now, and it's a joy. It's a pastime, but it's also a joy. I don't bake or cook because it's a job. I do it because it makes me feel good. So, and I think my customers would attest to that.
Yes, they will. They will. I know that you've done probably all of our events for the last couple of years. If you were available, and you usually are available, to provide desserts, whether it's cupcakes, whether it's pound cakes, birthday cakes, so forth and so on. And I know one of my favorites is your, I don't even know what you call them, the one that has the liquor in it. What do you call those?
Which one? It depends. So any infused, I can do infused cupcakes, mini cakes, birthday cakes with any liquor. So I can make it work.
Yes. Well, you definitely
can make it work.
Yes, yes. And I know there's been a couple times I'm like, can you do this? And he's like, well, I haven't before, but I'll do it. And it always comes out great. It always comes out great. Your infused cupcakes are the bomb. So I'm going to go ahead and put out a little advertisement right now that if you have any parties coming up, not just desserts, not just catering, but make sure you get those infused cupcakes because they are lit and perfect for any party where you're going to be hosting for adults. So definitely recommend them. What are your top 3 flavors?
Top 3 flavors recently. Strawberry is always a hit. People just love strawberries, especially the ones down here in the South. Another would be a lemon. Lemon is one of my favorites to make. And most recently, I get a lot of requests for the pecan praline. That cake is something serious. I love making it, so I know people love eating it. Really, it's different. It has a really different texture than your normal pound cake, but it's so filling. It's amazing. You have to definitely want to be a fan of pecans and coconut because it hasn't mixed in, but the flavor is just something. It's untouchable.
Okay, well, I'll have to miss out on that one because I'm allergic to coconut and I'm not really into nuts.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's phenomenal because anything that you've ever made is phenomenal. So, yeah. Okay, so with how many people, what has been your largest order for dessert?
Largest order was probably a few years ago. I baked for the Duke Energy call center. And so I used to work there. Their call center consists of a little over 300 people. And so everybody had to have a cupcake or 2. So that was probably my largest order. I really enjoyed it because I was able to decorate them and make them the Duke Energy colors. And they were my family. So I love doing it.
Right. Nice. Yeah, you, like I said, you've done pretty much all of our events. Whenever we have anything, we always call you first. So tell everybody again how they can find you on social media.
Yes, so for Keisha's Cakes, you can find me on Facebook. It's the page is Cakes Creator. So it'll be facebook.com/cakes, KAKES, Creator, CREATOR altogether. And then on Instagram, you can find me, just type in Keisha's Cakes, and it's KISHASKAKES. And just look for the really bright, pretty, gorgeous pink cupcake.
Yes. Great. Love it. Okay, so catering. You said you got into it, because you like to cook. You will just throw down on a recipe, and you were just teasing people online with all your photos. So, who was the first person was like, look, you're gonna stop posting all these pictures. I need you to cater for me. Tell us what your first event was.
And it's funny because it actually was a year ago today that my friend posted. Her name is Sade Lee Sumlin. She lived in Maryland, now she's in Florida. But she posted and said, I am going to unfriend Lakisha Hagler if she does not stop posting all this food. See, last year I was learning.
Yeah.
So my
Yeah.
stories consisted of recipe, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're gonna see something. And she
Right.
screamed because she was, she's so far away, and she
Right.
can't just walk over and grab a plate. But I get a
Right.
lot of people who say, "Okay, when's the menu coming out? We're ready, ready, ready." And I'm like, "Okay, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming." But life happens. But I'm ready
Yeah.
to jump out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so happy that you are doing it, and I just can't be prouder. You're doing great things. Your cakes are phenomenal. Your food is phenomenal, and you're just a phenomenal woman.
Thank you.
I'm
I
not just
wouldn't
saying
be where I am if it wasn't for you being my biggest supporter. So I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Well, we are going to talk about your other business.
Yes.
So tell us about your travel business, and then we're going to bring our couple on.
Okay. So I had my youngest son Jackson in 2017. And I decided at that time I'm going to work from home. But I was like, okay, what can I do from home? Something I love to do, which is travel.
Right.
So that's when Diamond Status Traveling was created. I can book any and everything from just a simple one-night hotel stay to rental cars, cruises, vacation packages, pretty much anything that you need to do if it involves travel, whether it's personal or business, I can assist. One of the biggest things, especially nowadays, with COVID kind of tapering down, but then also kind of back up on the rise, a lot of people have slowed down on their travels. And so the travel business did take a big hit. I wouldn't say that I did, because people, no matter what you do in life, you got to go somewhere. And so I appreciate all of my clients who have put their trust in me to plan their vacations or their business trips or their family outings. I've done, a few for your family. So you guys kept me going. So I appreciate that. But anything that you need to do, I can be found on Facebook. It's just simply Diamond Status Traveling. And then on Instagram is diamond_status_travel. I also have a webpage, which is it's Lakisha Steele at intellitravel.com. If you like to do your own searches, you can do that. A lot of people see people up in the middle of the night and they say, I want to take a trip. So they go and look. I know I do that. But my services are always available, no matter how big or how small your trip is. I can get you going. We also offer payment plans, so you don't have to pay in full, and you can book a trip out 2 years out. So whatever your niche is, whether it's a cruise or all-inclusive vacation, I'm here for it.
Nice. And something else that you and I started together was the Dare to Be Sexy Travel. So it's travel for women only. And it's a time for the girls to get out, to travel together, to visit new places, make new friends. We've done what, three trips together?
Yes.
Yes. So we've done 3 trips. We took a break with school starting and holidays coming up, but we'll be getting back to it next year. So we're looking forward to it. We're missing our girls. We're missing getting on the plane or making that drive.
Yes.
So ladies there, if you're listening and you need a girls trip, you want to meet some new girls, all professional women, make sure that you join the Dare to Be Sexy group hosted by myself and
yeah. And we always have an awesome theme. I love the themes you come up with. So ladies, if you need, I don't care if it's just something just to get away from work, from personal life, or just to get your mental right. Dare to Be Sexy Travel Group is definitely something that will get you there. So it's absolutely amazing.
We definitely will, and can't wait. I think we're trying to plan to, where do we think we're going next? We talked about going to Jamaica, but we're definitely going somewhere outside of the U.S. next year. We haven't done it yet, but we're
I don't care where it is. As long as it's not U.S. territory, I'm there.
Right, exactly. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on to be our business spotlight tonight. And we're going to go ahead and jump into our episode talking to couples in love, specifically LGBT couples in love, the good, bad, and the colorful. So thank you, Ms. Keisha.
Thank you for having me. Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you too. Bye. So tonight we are going to be talking to LGBT couples because there has been a lot in the news about the "Don't Say Gay" um, movement that is going on right now, and then also the state of same-sex marriages is being threatened right now as well. So we are going to be talking to a couple of couples tonight, and tonight we have right now the Freeman Mitchells that are going to be joining us. So if y'all can come on camera so we can see your beautiful faces. And again, if you would like to join in the conversation, you can comment on the stream and I will be able to see it. I'm also going to drop in there the link if you would like to join. So I'm going to do that in a few minutes if you would like to join the conversation tonight. So let's go ahead and bring them on. And I'm adding them to the stream. There they are. Hey. All right. So let me unmute you. I think we're unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, we can hear you. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing really good. Doing really good. Let me see if I can make y'all a little bit. There we go. There we go. So I know that you guys moved. I met you in Charlotte, North Carolina, over our mutual friend Michelle's place. And I remember meeting y'all. I was like, ooh, they a sexy couple. So I'm really glad that I kept in contact with you and want to say congratulations because you guys got married since I saw you last. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How is married life?
Married life is married life. I mean, I don't really know how to explain it. It's different.
Yeah,
And
it
it's
is.
really my baby for life. Like I have my for lifer forever. And that's the best thing I love is to have
Yeah,
somebody that I know is going to be there forever for me.
right. Nice, nice. I know when I met you, you both were very into each other. I mean, I knew that y'all were a couple from across the room without even knowing that y'all were a couple. Because y'all were just very in tune with each other, and it was just really, really obvious how much y'all loved and adored each other. And the chemistry, I mean, goodness, oh my goodness, it was beautiful to just sit back and just watch y'all. So I really appreciate you guys coming on and sharing your story with us. So tell everybody, how did you guys meet?
Oh, she's going to have to tell you that
We
story.
met through a mutual friend at a hookah bar.
Okay, nice,
I,
nice. So
I,
who spoke first? Who?
yeah, I was a little bit over my limit that night. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't remember a lot from that night. But I just remember meeting her and her smile and the conversations that we had. So the next day, I'm up with my friends and my cousins. I'm just like, "Who was that girl? Like, can we get
Yeah,
her back here? I need to see her again." So I kind of
right.
knew from that moment that I liked her a lot.
Nice. Okay, all right. And what about you, Tyler? How was that for you? Did you notice her the first day?
I was a little over my limit as well.
It sounded like a good night.
It was. But
Yeah.
I definitely did. I definitely woke up the next day and was like, who was that girl I was talking to last night?
Yeah.
And I invited her to my birthday party. That was the second time we met. Invited her to my birthday party. And like, I wasn't focused on nobody else at my birthday party but her. Like, I'm throwing up, drunk. And she was the only person that came into the bathroom and
Right.
for like 3 hours while I was throwing up, holding my hair, talking to me, and everything. And honestly, that's the day I probably fell in love. I'm,
Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. I'm learning some stuff. Okay. So what were y'all drinking? What were y'all drinking? Because you said you was toe up the first night and you was toe. What's y'all's drink? What's your drink?
My go-to drink is Jack Daniel's honey whiskey.
Oh, Okay, that's what my husband likes. Okay, what about you?
Now it's the same thing. Honestly, back then I was drinking a little bit of everything. I can't tell you.
Got it. Got it. Okay. All right. Nice. So, y'all met the first night. Both of y'all really didn't talk that night because y'all were both a little inebriated. And then y'all met again for your birthday. So, okay, who asked who out? How did y'all actually like?
I'll tell it because
No,
I'll tell it
because you
because
got
you
to tell
lie.
the whole part.
So we met again officially at her birthday party, and like she said, it was a lot of people there. She kept sending me back and forth to the store over and over, and then I was about to leave because I had to work the next day, so I had already got myself together in the mirror. I'm like, yeah, Tamara, you got this. Go ahead, just ask her for a number. Like, don't let her leave this time. You might not see her again. When I come
Right.
out of the bathroom, she's standing at the door, and she was like, let me see your phone so I can go ahead and get your Snapchat. Like,
Okay. Okay. All right.
so from there, we were talking on Snapchat for about, I think we sent like 3 or 4 texts to each other on Snapchat. She was just like, yeah, this was cool, but I'm going to send you my number so we can text a little bit.
Okay. Okay, so we see who took control of this situation.
Right.
Okay, I get it. Nice, nice. Okay, all right. So first date, where'd y'all go?
Everywhere. I had just got back from Vegas because the day after I was going to Vegas for my 21st birthday.
Okay.
And we stayed on the phone my whole entire trip. Like, we slept on the phone together. I went and saw all the sightings on the phone with her. Like, we never hung up. We probably was on the phone for like 800 hours at this point.
Wow.
And then I
Okay.
get on the
Okay.
plane and she's like, I couldn't even get home all the way. She was like, go ahead and get dressed. I'm about to take you
Right.
somewhere. She
Right.
took me to eat. We went bowling. We went to the museum. When I tell you, we probably did a little bit of
We went to the
everything.
movies. So we had like 4 or 5 dates on the first date because she was telling
It
me all
sounds like it.
like in Vegas, and I was just like, okay, well, I really like this girl. I kind of just want to wow her out, so tried to give her a little bit of everything on the first date.
Nice. I like it. I like
But
it. Okay. So how long did y'all date before y'all made it official?
to get married,
No, official as in a couple.
oh, see, it was about a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Okay. Okay. All right.
It was about a
Now,
week, but honestly, I've never done that with anyone else. But it was just the vibe that I got from her from the beginning. I was just connected to her. Like everything in her was just drawing me to her. So I was just like, yeah, this is my person.
oh, okay. So, what was it about her that made her your person?
Everything. Like I said, it's the smile. She's just so goal driven. She sets her mind to something, and it's just like we're talking about it one day, and then 2 or 3 days later, she's like, "Oh yeah, that I did it. You remember what we were talking about the other day? I already did that plus more." I'm just like, Jesus, like this girl, she's just
Right.
perfect for the little
Oh,
inside jokes that we have. The I can be my weird, funny, goofy self, and it's just not like, oh, okay, you're doing a lot. I turn around and she's right there beside me doing something even goofier. So
right. Right. How can I ask how old y'all are?
I just turned 27 on the 30th.
I'm
Okay.
25.
Okay. All right. That young love. That young love. Okay. All right. I like it. I like it. Okay. So, when did y'all decide that this is it? Like, she's the one. She's the one. Let's do this. Let's get married. How did that come about?
I felt that I decided that we were living together in Charlotte, and we would come back home because we both have family up here in Raleigh, in the Raleigh area. So we both come back home. There was an incident to where like she was in her feelings about something else, and all she wanted was for me to be there. She didn't want anyone else around. Like she told me that basically I was her commonplace, and it was just like everything that she was feeling about me, I was feeling about her. I'm not really an open person. I don't really like talking a lot and stuff, and she understands that. But she also brings me out of my comfort zone, like allows me to experience new stuff and things like that. So that's definitely one of the bigger things that drew me to her.
Nice. That's beautiful. What about you, Tyler? What made her the one?
Honestly, I knew she was the one when, like, just based off our conversations, like, she treated me with respect and like a queen from the moment that I met her. And I ain't never really experienced that before, so that was like really new to me.
Mhm.
But the day that she held my wig while I was throwing up, and she didn't even know me for real, from Adam, and still thought I was beautiful, still wanted to get my number, still wanted to talk to me. Like, I was just like, oh yeah, she the one for real.
Right.
Like that. I've never been so comfortable with anybody else. She's made me feel so comfortable within myself. She's always there. She's so supportive. Like, it don't matter what it is. It could be something so small, and she gonna be right there being my cheerleader. And that's
Right.
something that I really needed, and I appreciate so much. Like, you
Yeah.
really,
You're welcome.
Y'all stop it. Y'all got me over here about to cry, about to boo-hoo, because I'm like, oh, this is so sweet. Okay, so who proposed?
I had proposed to her on Valentine's Day.
Okay, tell us about it. Tell us about
So
it.
I had set up something. It was supposed to be a big extravagant deal, but her sister kind of blew the lid on my surprise. So she came to the house. I had cooked dinner. I set up like little cards hanging from the ceiling in the bedroom. So in every card, it was just like a reason explaining why I love her, why I choose her, things like that of that nature. Put rose petals all out from the front door leading to the bedroom. And when she got in the bedroom, I was just standing over there in the corner shaking, like really nervous. And I was like, well, I gotta ask you something, but if you don't want to say yes, it's okay. And I just asked her, I told her how much I love her and how much she means to me, and that I couldn't even see tomorrow without her type. So I asked her to marry me, and she said yes.
Oh my goodness. Goodness, girl. You put it on heavy.
Yeah, that's my baby.
Oh my goodness. So Tyler, did you know that she was gonna ask by the time you got to the bedroom? Did you know what was going on?
no, I mean, I would say I had an idea, but it's just like everything was going so good. Like, I
Yeah.
knew to marry her. Like, I didn't think she was gonna propose, but I know if she wasn't, I was.
You're right. Okay. Okay.
I didn't really like know until after, like, when I got in there, and I was in shock. I was like, oh my gosh, like, you really did all of this for little old
Right.
me, like,
Yeah.
God. And then she got on
Right.
one knee and looked like she was about to cry, and I'm just like, oh my God, you're really doing this. Oh my gosh, this really happened.
I love it. Nice. I love it. I love it. Well, like I said in the beginning, y'all, the two of you, it was obvious, when I met y'all in Michelle's house, I was like, I see what's going on here. If y'all not together, y'all gonna be together before y'all leave, because y'all just were just drawn to each other. Every time one moved, the other one moved, and it was sexy to me. I just wanted to watch.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. So we wanted to talk about a couple, I don't want to say issues, but a couple of things going on in the community. We're waiting for another couple to get on. They just got home from work, so they'll be joining us soon. But because you guys are married, well, I'm gonna back it up. So parents, family, how did parents react when you came out, or was it a surprise when y'all individually came out as I don't know, would you identify as lesbian, as bisexual? What do you identify as? And then was your family surprised or shocked when you came out?
You want to go first?
But before, to my friends and stuff, I was bisexual. My mom, she thought, like, I just like guys or whatever, but I wasn't bisexual. At first my mom thought it was, what's the word?
A phase.
A phase, yeah.
That's
She
all
thought,
I say. Oh, they just going through something. They'll get over it.
yeah, phase.
And Tamara kept around. I'm like, this my girlfriend, this my girlfriend. And then like eventually she was like, well, I guess it's not a phase no more. And so
Right.
she was a little more accepting. She was more accepting than what I thought she was going to be.
Okay.
And she was just like, you're my daughter. I love you. I mean, you love who you love. Is she making you happy? I'm like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's all that matters. I was like, okay, Mom, well, thank you for being there and supporting me. I needed that.
Yeah, yeah. That's really important, when your family does support you. We had the Pride and Prejudice episode 2 weeks ago, and we had a mom on there Trey J, who's actually a musician and an artist, and her daughter is gay. And she was talking about, when her daughter came to her and they were really, and still are really big into the church, and, how people in the church responded to her daughter coming out. But she said at the end of the day, it's my daughter. I love my daughter and I'm gonna love her regardless. So I think it's admirable when parents are able to accept their children for who they are. Unfortunately, not everyone is accepted by their family. And honestly, when I was talking to my parents about, my sexuality and how I felt about life and so forth and so on, I was grown. And at that point, I was just like, you don't have to like it, but I just want you to love me for who I am. It has nothing to do with my sexuality. It has nothing to do with, my choices are my choices. I'm an adult. I just need you to love me and support me as your daughter. So when parents are able to do that, and of course, if you guys decide to have kids, and whether your child decides to be gay or straight or whatever, I'm pretty sure that y'all are going to do the same thing for them. What about you, Tamara? How was that for you coming out?
Jesus, it was a nightmare, honestly. It was a nightmare. So my mom grew up Pentecostal. She's really big in the church right now. She is Kojic. So I don't know if you all know anything about Kojic, but they stand really big on the biggest sin in the world is being a part of our community right now. So coming out to her, it was rough. It was rough. And I feel like now that's happened, I can understand why it was rough. And it wasn't just her. It was just, she was more concerned at that moment about how other people were seeing the issue. How me being happy was affecting, how people in her church were judging her, what they would think about her, what they would say about her, what they would preach about me. And she would just have to sit there with the arms folded and be like, yes, God, it's not okay. But after a while, my mom met Tyler after a while and had a conversation with her while I was cutting grass one day. I was just so nervous. So the whole time I'm like cutting grass, like turning the lawnmower off, trying to hear, going beside them, like making up excuses so I can hear. But now that my mom knows Tyler and knows who she is as a person and understands that she truly only cares about my well-being and there is nothing that's going to make us, leave each other alone, she's more supporting, she's more understanding. My dad, on the other hand, my dad is my best friend. So when I came out, it was like, okay. I mean, I kind of knew that.
Yeah, dad, no. My dad knew. He was like, I don't even know why you're saying this to me right now because I already knew that.
So what do you want to do now?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So now I heard something. I'm not sure if I'm taking it right. Are y'all, the two of y'all's first like real relationship? Because it sounded like you said when your mom met Tamara and Tamara met Tyler. Was this like your first big relationship together?
No, I've had in the past.
Okay.
But like I said, I don't trust people, and I definitely try to keep my family away from people until I can trust you 100%, because there's no need for my family to draw attachment and then I have to keep seeing you, and I don't really trust you tight. So
yeah,
Tyler is the person who I have brought around my family, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, everyone.
Okay. Nice. Nice. That's
Was
beautiful.
first
That's really
girl.
beautiful.
She was my first
Okay.
girlfriend.
She was.
I
Okay. Okay. All right.
literally, as far as with being serious, like
Right.
with
Mm-hmm. I understand. I
so,
understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. So you guys moved you're in Atlanta now, right?
So we were in Atlanta, unfortunately. I guess it was our time to go. So our apartment burnt down in Atlanta a couple of months ago. Lost everything.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's life. It happens.
I
You know.
did not hear about that.
Yeah. So we're in Raleigh, North Carolina now.
Okay. Okay. Wow, I'm so sorry. I did not hear about that, guys. Wow. Okay. Are you needing anything? Do y'all need anything from us?
No, just
Yeah.
keep us uplifted. Everybody, it's okay to check in on us and things like that. But other than that, we're great.
Yeah.
Still strong as ever. Relationship still great as ever.
life has
And
just
you
been
have each
really life
other.
lately.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say something real. This is gonna be funny. So my husband, um, he was stalking me on Facebook, y'all. So I'm just gonna say he was stalking me on Facebook. He looking at me like, here we go. So my husband is 9 years younger than me. Okay, so I kept saying, you're too young for me. You're too young for me. Blah blah blah. So when I finally decided for us to meet in person, because this was all online, meet in person, we were supposed to go on a date on a Monday. Sunday, his apartment building burnt down, and I saw it on Facebook. And so I called him and I was like, do you need anything? And I left my trip early. I was actually in Atlanta. I left my trip early to get back to go and see him. And that Monday, then that Tuesday, I went with him to his apartment to kind of help him salvage things. My kids told me, Mommy, you said whenever you have to help someone, to help them. So he ended up on my couch because he didn't have anywhere to go yet. And he never left. So that's actually how we got together. We didn't even have a first date. And we invited him to come stay with us until he found a place. And when he started looking for a place, I was like, nope, you're staying here with us. And
Right.
5 years later, here we are. So our other couple, they're having issues getting on. So it's just us tonight. And I'm gonna bring him in because I wanted to include y'all in the conversation about same-sex marriages. So I know at the time y'all were in the Atlanta area, right?
Mm-hmm.
When y'all got married?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. How was that for y'all planning a same-sex marriage? Well, y'all were in Atlanta, so y'all probably didn't have any problems there. But how was that for y'all trying to plan a same-sex wedding? And just overall, how was it for you? Getting vendors and stuff like that. Did you feel like you faced any prejudices or biases when y'all were trying to plan your wedding and getting vendors?
Honestly, we planned our wedding in 2 months.
Okay.
And stress of planning a wedding, that is no joke.
Especially in 2 months.
No, for real. Like we had a wedding planner and then like she just was doing what she was supposed to do. So me and Tamara planned that wedding literally ourselves.
Okay.
We didn't face any prejudice or anything planning the wedding. Um it was actually pretty smooth. Everybody that helped out was really nice. Like we had a dope DJ. Um my mom and her friends cooked the food. The
Okay.
family decorated the building for us. So it was just like it was a lot of family support.
Right. Right.
And
Well, that's
that's what
nice.
we needed. That's what I really appreciate about that whole experience was just the family support. If they was like, okay, whatever you need, we got you, so we can make this
Yeah.
thing work. So
Yeah.
it was dope.
Well, that's good. That's good. We know, and I'm sure you guys know, in the last few years, same-sex marriages have become legal in different states. I believe right now, 25, I believe. And so when you think about the state of same-sex marriages right now, there is a lot going on right now with the Supreme Court and there's been talk about them overturning the legality of same-sex marriages. So did you guys ever think that y'all would be able to get married as the LGBT community? And what are your thoughts on how that would affect your community if they do overturn it and now it's illegal? How do you feel about that?
I remember when they officially passed the bill saying that we were able to get married. It was an exciting moment for me because around that time, I was just like getting into into who I am. So finding out that there was a possibility for me or a future for me past just, oh, that's my friend, or oh, that's my girlfriend of 20 years, or oh, that's my roommate of 25 years, like in a legal thing. It was an exciting moment for me, but seeing that it could all go away for people who haven't even had the opportunity to experience that is heartbreaking. To tell someone it's not okay for you to be married to someone you love. I just feel like it's not right. It's not right at all.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really think the government should be in charge of who loves who and who marries who. That's just how I feel. I feel if you fall in love with someone, no matter who they are, you should be able to be whatever you want to be with them. But unfortunately, that's not the state of the world that we live in, unfortunately. I know for us being Cedric being a wedding officiant and us being in the wedding business, we hear a lot from couples here in North Carolina that will say it's hard for them to find a minister to marry them because they're gay and because of the fact that they are a same-sex couple. We hear that a lot. And so for us, I stepped down from being an officiant because he's just so great at it. And I like the other parts of the wedding process and the wedding planning and the services. But for both of us, and especially for him, he wanted to make sure that we were not being prejudiced or biased or making people feel any kind of way about wanting to get married, especially same-sex marriages. So can you share your experience as an officiant and how that's been with you marrying same-sex or couples?
I love it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you, it doesn't matter to me. My motto is always, I love no matter who you love. So, I go out there and it doesn't matter to me. But there's people out there that it does matter to. And actually, this was probably last year. I had 2 clients that declined our services because they went to our Instagram and saw that I did a same-sex wedding. Wow. And it was like, now don't get me wrong, I'm not about to beg anybody for their money. So, it's like, okay, well, good luck to you, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna stop doing what I'm doing because I love what I do. So, it's people out there or whatever that need us. And so, I'm there for them. So it's heartbreaking though, but to just to experience like people being like that. So and then like one of the 2 I was actually really excited about booking, and then it was just like, I kind of got my hopes up about it, and then it was like, really, y'all gonna turn us down because of that? But it's life.
Yeah. Do you have any friends right now who are contemplating marriage and actually thinking about doing it sooner because of what's going on right now with the Supreme Court?
Yes, definitely.
Tell them book us.
We try.
No,
Yeah.
seriously, please send me your information because we were just talking to her about that yesterday. She's looking for an officiant because I guess around here in Raleigh, North Carolina, it's unusual for two lesbians to say they actually got married in a place outside of a courthouse. So when we tell people that we're married, it's just like, oh yeah, I went to the courthouse. That's so cute. No,
we had
we had a real wedding, official wedding, and that's just
Yeah.
so they don't understand that. How did y'all have an official wedding? And then we tell them, oh well, we were staying in Atlanta. Oh, that makes sense. They allow stuff like that down there.
Yeah, well, we've
So
heard a lot. Yeah, we've heard a lot from our couples here in Carolina where they're saying, well, being in southern states, we feel that that's the reason why we're getting so much flack about getting married and finding a minister. But unfortunately, I think that's all across the world where you're faced with the prejudices and the biases and the hatred, really, for who you choose to love and what you choose to do and who you choose to marry, unfortunately.
exactly.
So when we think of the future, what do you feel, or what could you say to other couples who are in your community or in our community that, love each other, want to be together? What is some of the best couples advice you can give when it comes to, you guys just being in a relationship and as a lesbian couple? What is some of the best relationship advice you give to your friends when they say, how do y'all do it? What is the best couples advice that you can give?
You can go first. I would say that compromising is really big in a lesbian relationship. Um, so I always tell my friends that communication, like communication at all, is really important because especially being two women or rather two men or whatever, you're the same sex, so your emotions are always high at all times, especially as women.
Mm-hmm.
So to communicate, like, okay, hey babe, like I know you might have a little attitude today, but I'm gonna go in the other room. I'm here if you need me, but I'm gonna let you out your time, like, because I don't want to get my head bit off. But like just different things like that. Um, and dating your significant other, like just take them on dates, get them flowers. Sometimes rub their back. Just simple, small, intimate things like can do so much in a relationship or a marriage. You know, I definitely
Right.
believe some type of intimacy is extremely important. Like a lot.
Yeah.
Trying to think, they got any
And that's good
people
advice for all couples. Honestly, we're really big on making sure that we get our date nights in. We were pretty consistent with it. We got away from it for a while. Now we're trying to get back to it, but it's just really consistent for all couples, no matter if you're same sex, LGBT, two horses, whatever. It's okay. It's good for you to make each other a priority and still date each other. And I hear a lot of couples, a lot of long-term couples who share that same feeling that you have to make time for date night and have to make time for each other, especially when you have kids. You don't have kids yet, but trust and believe if y'all decide to have kids, keep that as a priority because you're going to need it. And it's just really, really important because you can get so busy with being a mom or being a dad, plus working full time. And I know you just graduated, girl. I know you just graduated. So going to school and having a career, sometimes you lose track of what's important sometimes, and that's spending time with your significant other. What about you, Tamara? What is your biggest advice that you would give?
for me, one of the biggest things I would say is just don't give up on love. You're gonna see exactly who is here on your side when you find that person for you, and they just happen to be of the same sex or anything of that nature. You're gonna find someone who's always gonna criticize because they don't understand. So I would just say if that's the person that you love, if that's the person that you want to be with in that moment or forever, don't let another person dictate your future. Love is worth fighting for. It's worth taking a stand against a mom, a dad, an uncle, a dog, anybody. It's worth it. So if it's something that you want, if it's a person that you are deeply invested in and you can see yourself in the future with, don't give it up so easy. Good things are hard to come by. Good people are hard to come by. A great connection in a relationship is really hard to come by. So when you find that, don't give it up. Another thing I would say is allow room for your significant other to grow. They're not going to be the same person you met on day one, you know. So if today it's like, oh, well, I think I kind of like art, allow them to grow, allow them to like art, allow them to expand their mind and be that person who is supporting them in their growth. Because nobody stays the same. We're learning new things about each other every day, and I feel like that's one of the most fascinating parts of our relationship is just I'm learning a new Tyler. She's not the same person that I met in the beginning, and I love that. She's, more ambitious, more driven. It's just a lot of different things about her, but I'm allowing her room to grow and allowing her room to find herself as well as us in this relationship. Another thing I would say would just be to maybe just, I don't want to say it like that. I don't want to. No, say it like that. Be honest.
You gotta say it
I
like
was gonna
that.
say
This the private room. You gotta keep it real on this couch.
keep it real. That's the whole platform is keep it real. No matter what it is, keep it real.
No, I would just say like even if people are not supporting you, sometimes it's hard. Like for me, like I said earlier, I'm not a people person. I'm not a sociable person. That's all her. Anywhere we go, people are attracted to both of us. Like they'll try to talk to both of us, but the difference is I give a face like.
No matter. Unavailable at the moment.
Right.
Unavailable. But she's like, hey, and she's super friendly about everything. So it's just like, I don't know. It's different. But I would just say, within your relationship, make time for yourself as well, if that makes sense. Because like I said earlier, yes, you're growing as individuals in the relationship, but you're also growing as an individual within yourself. So make time for yourself. Date nights are important as a couple, but maybe date nights could also be important as an individual as well, too. So get time to know yourself because you can't expect your significant other to love you if you don't know who you are.
You're right. I love that. And you speak wiser than 27 years old. That's some good advice that some people probably twice your age need to hear. So yeah. Yes, I love it. I love it. So we're gonna end here soon. So with us rescheduling for Labor Day, I wasn't even thinking about Labor Day. Okay, when we rescheduled, because I just really wanted to have this since last month was Pride here in Charlotte. So two of our couples, one couldn't get on tonight for technical reasons, another person they weren't feeling well. So we're gonna do a part 2. Hopefully you guys can come back for part 2. I would love for you to.
Of course.
We're going to schedule that really, really soon because I think that what we are talking tonight needs to be an ongoing conversation because there's so many things that affect our community, the LGBT community, especially with marriages and especially with just relationships in general are hard. Marriage is hard. Staying devoted is hard. And then thinking of a lifetime together. When people say they've been married for 50 years, I'm like, I was trying to kill him in 3 years. So how am I going to make it another 47 years? But it's really hard and it takes a lot of work. And even more work when you're faced with prejudices of who you decided to love. And so these kind of conversations we'll be having more of and hope that you guys will join us when we schedule the next one.
Of course, yeah.
Thank you so much. So real quick before we leave, Tamara, you have a business, correct?
Yes. So I had a photography business, but as I mentioned earlier, with our apartment burning down, we kind of lost everything. And shout out to Wesley Providence in Atlanta. They are the worst apartment complex you can rent with. I had all my camera equipment in the back room. We had set up the back room. It was going to be my studio, my work from home studio. Literally just got everything set up and lost everything. And they are not trying to reimburse us for anything. We had a insurance through them. I know when we tell people that, they're like, no, it's not insurance. We had renter's insurance through our apartment, and they are not reimbursing. So I'm just having to rebuild everything from scratch right now. But by the end of this month, I will have a new camera.
Well, you can always get together with the apartment complex if you know anybody else that lives in the building, or get in contact with them, and y'all can do a lawsuit together.
Yeah, we're working on that.
Oh, yeah, because when his apartment burned down, what was the name of it? I can't think of it, but it was all over the news. They tried to say that they didn't have anywhere to relocate them, even though they had openings in their apartment complex and their other sister complexes. And I made phone calls. I called the news. I called their corporate, and I called their other sister properties. And they were like, yes, we have apartments available. Do you want to come out and look at them? And I'm like, sure. You know what? We just lost our apartment in the fire. We were told they didn't have any vacancies. So within 24 hours, yeah, he got phone calls because I made phone calls to let them know that they weren't going to take advantage of him or the other people in the building. And it was not a good experience.
A couple of bad reviews from this one right here or whatever, and it was just so nice. All of a sudden they had vacancies and availability, and when you want to come look at them, and I'm like, I don't.
Yeah. So use your voice. Use your voice. That strong voice that both of you have. Because if you were paying for it, you were paying for renter's insurance, then you should be reimbursed. So definitely let us know. Hopefully by the next time we reschedule, you will have your photography business back up and running. And we always like to make sure that we spotlight businesses, because that's another thing. That's our mission, is to spotlight businesses, to spotlight artists, and to bring hot topics, hot people to the couch to talk about. So thank you so much for being on with us tonight. Please put your link for your photography business in the comments so that people will be ready for you when you get back up and running. And hopefully we'll be talking about it next time here on the private room. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to go out with some music from some of our artists that came on before. And y'all have a good night.
Yes, sir. Bigs on the beat. And this another Banger Management production. Come on. LB. You ready? Let's go get it. It's a party riot. Let's get it on. I'm in a southern soul kind of mood. Can't go wrong. It's a party riot. And I'm feeling real good. All my ladies to the floor. Let's party just like we should. Time to get on. Let's get it on. With the southern soul kind of mood. Can't go wrong. Me and all my fellas feeling alright. It's all about that party, babe. Ooh, we're so tonight. Looking for that lady to make me feel good. Yeah. Two-step all night long. Freak me to the break of dawn. All good, no worries. Leave that drama outside. Ooh, no, I just can't just tell you. We gotta let that party right. It's a party riot. Let's get it on. I'm in a southern soul kind of mood. Can't go wrong. It's a party riot. And I'm feeling real good. All my ladies to the floor. Let's party just like we should. In the VIP, it's going down. All hands knee up. Let's groove, y'all. Ooh, don't you like that sound? A bona fide party. Ooh, that side to side. Here to trail ride next week, y'all. Damn, it's on tonight. Can't tell me something good. I'm feeling right. I done drank too much out here. Ooh,
hell yeah. Hell yeah. All my fellas in the place, if you know you're looking good, say, oh yeah.